I'm having the best time, don't know if you can tell. Good morning. It is 8:15 on a Saturday and I'm just hiking through Puerto Pollença to start the Formentor peninsula climb. I'm so excited. It was sunrise approximately 10 minutes ago. This is my first time in Mallorca. I've hired a bike for 2 days. It's my second day. I'm really excited. Apparently this is like one of the most beautiful rides of all time. So let me give you a bit of a lowdown about the situation. It is mid-October. It's, as I said, like 8:15 in the morning now. It's quite cool, but I know it's going to get up to like 26 degrees, so I'm not concerned about that. The roads are incredibly quiet. There is nobody around. I've maybe seen 3 cars in 8 minutes. So this is a good time of day to go to Formentor. The sun only just rose. Okay, this is it. This is literally where it starts. This is now climbed for 250 metres. I haven't even warmed up my legs yet. So this sign says it's 7k to Formentor Beach, 18k to Cap de Formentor. I'm so excited. I'm really glad I picked this time of day. Oh my god, I just turned the first switchback and the view already is incredible. Also, I've already watched a few videos on this ride and every single one of them is like, oh, you know, it's hilly but the views make it worth it. I just want to say, I'm going to put the elevation profile on the screen now. I just want to say the hills are brutal. So just bear in mind that if you're not used to climbing at all, if you don't consider yourself like fairly adept at climbing, and you want to do this, maybe consider an e-bike. Like, don't let the bravado of some people on YouTube be like, yeah, you know, it's a bit hilly but it's worth it. Like, that's not helpful, is it? What a view behind me. Didn't bring my daguerreotype. Oops. Hello, who are you? It's like I'm on Dartmoor all the time. I'm obviously quite used to seeing animals on the road. Sheep, cows, Dartmoor ponies. Not mountain goats. Not mountain goats. Oh, they're everywhere. This descent is incredible. But there are just little goats grazing by the side of it. This is the whole peninsula here. It stretches out over there. So I'm going to be cycling across all of this. And this is where I've just come down. I had to stop because obviously I can't film it. But there are little goats everywhere. Some of them are really big, but some of them are babies, just like grazing. But it's spectacular. I'm beside myself. What a descent. Obviously I've got to climb up it in later when I'm coming back, because this route is out and back. But it was really cold as well. Like the air is it feels really, really cold now. Along a flattish section now until the next major climb and then down to the lighthouse. So I should warm up again. This has got to be the best ride I've ever been on in my life this far. It has to be. Okay, so I'm 12k in so far from my hotel, so maybe 10k in the actual start of the route. And so far I've maybe seen 20 cars this whole time. That's pretty impressive. And I've seen videos where it's literally just been back-to-back traffic, and I imagine later, like just in an hour or two, it's going to get really busy. So I'm no expert about here. As I said, my first time in Mallorca, first time on this route, but I would definitely say go early in the morning I went just after sunrise, which is obviously quite late because it's 8. It's October, but yeah, earlier is probably better. Some people's bikes sound like they cost £20,000. When I said in my previous video that you could probably hire a bike that is worth more than you have at home, what I meant by that was that if you're a regular person like me, not someone who's got a 10 grand bike, still, I mean, is it gonna really help on this kind of climb? I'm sure it actually would. I'm sure this is exactly where that kind of stuff would help. Oh, there's a tunnel sign up ahead, which, oh my god, the sea is so clear! I'm going to show you this without crashing. Look at that! Whoa. Also, that's how quiet it is. I am weaving on the other side of the road to show you that. Anyway, here's a tunnel sign, which must be the tunnel that my mother was telling me about. Tunnel! I don't have a front light with me, I know. I do have a backlight though, and it's on hyper flash. But also the tunnel is lit, I'm sure it's lit. God, this cliff is incredible. What a tunnel. Hello, little goat. So all the switchbacks are very long, but they're also very gradual. So when at the start I said that you shouldn't be taken in by the YouTubers who were like, oh, anyone can do it, I still mean that. Like, I'm not finding this that difficult yet, I haven't gone back yet, but I'm very used to cycling up hills, very steep, quite long hills, because that's where I live. So I still stand by that. Like, if you're not confident on hills, bring an e-bike. Do not miss this ride though, because it is absolutely epic. Mind you, I say that, but I actually haven't reached the hill yet that my mother calls the wall. And she's a much more experienced cyclist than I am. Hello, little goat. Oh, look at that view. Honestly, if you're capable of cycling this, whether it's on an e-bike, whatever, do it. Don't drive, because if you drive, you're gonna have your eyes on the road all the time, because you're obviously going a bit quicker than us cyclists, or some of us cyclists. Man, I've seen some guys hooning it around here. But taking in the time just to see every single possible view that you can is so worth it. This is definitely, hello goat. Sorry. Oh look, you're so little. Sorry, I keep being absolutely distracted by goats. They are everywhere, and there are so many kids around, and they're so small and cute. What was I saying? Oh yeah, don't drive, cycle it. If you can, cycle it. I don't know why else you'd be watching this video, but honestly, it's so good. It's actually really quiet at the moment, but I imagine later when it gets a bit busier with cars and cyclists, it's going to be insane. Oh, I think that guy was ahead of me. I think he came out of the hotel at the same time I did, which says a lot about how slow I am, because he's already on his way back. This is crazy, there's no one here. They're just like, I gave about, I don't know, 5-6 full minutes without seeing a single person. And then there'll be a cyclist come along, or a car, and then another 5 or 6 minutes without anyone at all. I'm having the best time, don't know if you can tell. I think this is the descent to the lighthouse. Absolutely not the final descent to the lighthouse. Absolutely not. I spoke a lot about hiring a bike here in my last video, so I'll put that up in the corner here for you to watch if you want to. But I will say this extra thing. Oh, this saddle is not comfortable. If you're thinking about hiring a bike here and doing long rides or just arduous rides, maybe bring your own saddle. Okay, I've just stopped on this descent because this is the final descent. Look at the lighthouse. I just need to get to there. Also, there's a woman up there with a telephoto camera lens, and she's got a huge sign saying Mallorca bike photos, and she's just taking pictures of cyclists. What a genius business idea. There's like a QR code that you can scan so you can get your picture. So hopefully she'll have taken one of me. She was doing something else, so maybe she didn't have time, but I'll put it here if she hasn't. If she hasn't, then I guess I'll just have to come back and do it again. To the lighthouse. Made it. This is it, the lighthouse. And now I literally just turn around and cycle all the way back again. So it took me an hour and a half exactly to cycle out here. I didn't stop that much. I was taking my time, but I probably wouldn't go much faster, even if I wasn't filming and taking pictures. Because it's 40 kilometers there and back. Quite a long way with this many hills. An hour and a half, but I just stopped at the top for 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe. And my legs are already like, wait, we thought this was over. I'm going up what I assume this is what my mum calls the wall. Mallorca bike photo woman. She takes pictures. Oh wow, what a view. Takes pictures as you're cycling up as well. I'm gonna track them both down, and then you'll see the glee in my face as I'm descending and the strained, pained expression as I'm ascending. Little goats. Genius. That is one of the best business ideas I've ever come across. You know what? I've seen a few solo women and a whole team of female cyclists. I'm so pleased. The traffic has definitely started to pick up though. Hello, tiny goat. Hello. Whoa, nice one. Sorry, this is just turning into goat cam. I hope you're here for it because I am. The difference in traffic between now and when I left this morning is insane. Like, there are so many more cars coming out and they're just all backed up behind cyclists. It's unbelievable how many cyclists are coming up here now and how many cars. It is so busy. Came down like where the tunnel is, that's actually quite a tough descent, it turns out. I just came past about 20 people going up on those like land ski things. I mean, genuinely don't know how they're going to do that. Like, or how they've even done it thus far. That is wild. How are they doing that? That is crazy. Just finished the flatland section in between the first peak on the Pollença side and the Cap de Formentor peak, and it was so much faster than the way out. But I remember this descent and it was long and beautiful, so I guess the climb is going to be equally long. I'm really feeling this climb out of the flatlands. It's hotter than it was before, obviously. I'm more tired and more time has passed since I had breakfast at 7:30 this morning. And it's now 10:40. I've been cycling for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Actually, I've been cycling for 2 hours, 20 minutes. Out for 2 hours and 2.5 hours. Well, I definitely solved the mystery of why I haven't seen any solo female cyclists yet in Mallorca. I didn't see any on my ride yesterday. I've seen tons today. Oh god, that's off-road. So what I'm going to say is that they're all out here crushing the major climbs. They're not in the pithy little lanes between the towns. Amazing. This bus is terrifying me. Look at the corner it's taking. That was an actual town bus. That's the actual TID bus that's taking these switchbacks. That is wild. This is the viewpoint at the top of the bit from Puerto Pollença, and there were cars up here this morning in a bus, but now it's absolute chaos. It's like Land's End. Okay, so I got to that viewpoint, which is it's literally just downhill from there. It's 5-6k downhill to Puerto Pollença. This whole thing will be over. I'm just having too much of a good time, and so I'm taking this little offshoot road, which is another series of switchbacks that goes up. It's another out and back, and it just goes up to a viewpoint. And I am getting hungry and tired, but it's just this ascent, and then it is downhill all the way, and it'll be downhill for I guess 8k or something. But I think from this viewpoint you can see the whole peninsula in one go. And I'm only here once, right? I mean, I'm 100% coming back to Mallorca, and I'm 100% going to do this ride again. But I'm only here once right now, so I've got to make the most of it. Look at this view just to start with. This road though is a lot. It's nowhere near as good condition as the main Formentor road. This is a perfect example of how busy it's getting. You can see the lower road from Puerto Pollença and how many cars there are. I'll zoom in, but it's not going to be very good quality. Those cars have 20 more kilometres of that, crawling along. This is what I mean. You can't drive it. If you are going to drive it, do it crack of dawn, absolute crack of dawn. But if you can cycle it, get an e-bike, get a regular bike, whatever, then definitely cycle it, and do it early, because it's so nice. Although, if you don't want to go all the way up to the lighthouse, you could just come up here. I mean, it's 11 AM and there's hardly anybody up here whatsoever, and it's obviously a much shorter ride. If you've already been to the lighthouse or you don't want to go that far or whatever, you're going to get tremendous views from up here, I think. And there is just no traffic. The road is also really rough, so don't bring skinny tyres up here. Almost there, my legs are starting to really complain. I need to eat something. So this is the Formentor Peninsula in its entirety, pretty much. You still can't see the end of it, you can't see the lighthouse, but this is what this ride entails. So you can just about see some of the roads snaking through the middle there. I would very much recommend saving this for after you've been to the lighthouse, because that is the busy route, so you're better off going to the lighthouse and then coming back as early as possible. And then this, I mean, as I said, it's past 11 and this is really quiet. There are a couple of cars coming up here, some cyclists, but hardly any at all. So save this for your way back, because also from here it's literally downhill back to Puerto Pollença, which is exactly what I'm gonna do now. So forgive me if I don't really film anything, because it's literally downhill the whole way, the whole way. What a descent that was! Absolutely incredible. Back in Puerto Pollença. That was an unbelievable morning. It was unbelievable. It was so good. My shoulders are so tense though from descending. I'm a little bit chilled actually.